Hello, welcome to Beep System Retail Demo. This is an overview video where I will be taking you through to the different sections of the EPOS system. We try to make the system as user friendly as possible with a very clear user interface. System can be logged in to go to the sales mode using two methods of login. We have a PIN login where you can actually enter your user PIN. Also we have user login where you can actually show your like clerk's name and the username, where you can click on this button to take you to the sales screen. Let's start by clicking on the clerk profile. When you click on the clerk profile, you will be taken into our very user friendly, clutter free sales screen interface. I will introduce you different buttons and what it does, so you know clearly what button does what and what you can do with the POS system. On the right side, on the big buttons, you can see grocery, foods, drinks. This can be set as a category button, as well as this can be set as a quick access menu as well. We have in the middle section for your cart. Your bill total is visible bold. Clear, if you want to do any input, this clear button clears the input. You have cash, quick card, and multiple payment method as payments. So if you are doing a mixed payment such as cash and card together, you can do it through the payment button, where you actually have multiple options to take the payment using cash, card, or a mixed mode. On the very left side, you have print last bill, no cell to open the cash draw, product search to search the product from a database, hold cell. This actually holds a running transaction without losing the transaction. You can hold the cell, you can hold as many as you like. Unhold opens up the panel where you can actually unhold the hold cells. Discounts button for the discount functions. Refund mode to take you through a refund of a transaction. Sales history shows you the sales that has been done for today. Price check. Price check will allow you to scan a product to show its price, so that customer can know the price of an item without having to scan to the cart. Price check. Program has a functions to program the system, products, offers, and many other elements. And cancel to cancel a transaction without going for a payment process. On the right side, very top, you have three bar, which is navigation to your admin panel. By clicking, you have management button, you have view sales history, cash in and out. So this basically if you want to deposit some cash into the cash draw, or you want to take some money out of the cash draw. Expenses to enter your expense. End of day is actually closes the business for the day. User information, sign out. We also have a settings button here at the bottom that allows you to control the system, manage the printer, and all other terminal related settings can be done from here. This power button actually closes the system down. So let me click on this settings where you actually have a terminal setting options. Okay, the clerks are typically not allowed to do any system management. If you go to management, it will say you are not authorized to for this section. So basically you have some control over individual users. So if you are not permitted, your clerk is not permitted to go into the management sections, they can't actually go in there. So let's log out and log in as a manager. Now I will use my PIN login instead of user login to go enter the system as a manager. 4321, that's a default manager PIN we always set for our start of the customers. Then you can create your own user list and change your passwords. So I will go to the counter, and then let's go to the management menu and terminal menu. So management menu, this takes you to the back office where you manage your products, your stock, your reporting, if you have a customers and suppliers, your employees, For restaurants, we have reservation and floor plan. For retail, we don't need it. Payment settings, tax rates, and other settings. So other setting includes company settings, catalogs. There are all varieties of options here. You actually have also reasons setting, void reasons, no sell reasons, and all sort of settings you can actually do. You can also do your discount settings from here, and also you can actually have your service types, which is typically a counter mode for retail. Tax rate, you can actually set default UK tax. So we have 20% tax and zero tax. We call it as VAT. We can also add 5% tax for some exempted products. Payment settings is your payment types, which is cash, card. Denomination you can also set up from here. Employees, you can create your roles and permissions from here. So if you click on your employees, this is also very important. Roles and permissions, you can actually create your different type of users with clerk, manager, and admin, and you can edit their permissions by clicking on this button. Clerk, you can change the name of a clerk. Typically you say cashier, someone says clerk, so you can name it, and what they're allowed to do. If you expand this options, see, by clicking on this expand, you have permissions. You can allow them permissions, what they can do, module by module. So you can either allow module by module for different type of users as well. So if your clerk is allowed to go to the employee sections, view employees, add employees, typically people off it. Okay, so you can allow them permissions, some permissions depending on what you want to do. Manager, again, you can allow permissions, and admin normally has the full admin permissions as well. All the modules are given permission as an admin, so you can allow your staff what they can do, what they cannot do. Okay, employee list, you create employee by creating employee by clicking this button. Name of the employee, I would say Sam. As a new employee is coming, Smith. Okay, you can put email address, they are non-compulsory. Password, it's compulsory. Say for example I want to do a password 1111. You can select a role, if he is a manager or an admin or a clerk. I would say Sam is a manager. Okay, default service is counter. Swipe login, if you have a swipe login card. Allow login without password, if you allow Sam to log in without the password, you enable it. Or if you want the Sam to log in using a password, so he can actually have his own control. And also you can allow, if Sam is logging out after a cell or an activity is done, so he can actually finish his task and come out, and Clark can continue doing the cell activity. You can enable it and disable it. Okay, you can also enable and disable a staff by clicking this toggle button. So if you want to disable Sam, you can disable Sam, or if you want to enable Sam, you can enable Sam. Okay, I will save Sam as a manager. Okay, so as you can see, Sam Smith is been created as a manager. Previously we only had admin and clerk. Drivers, manage purchase, activity log, these are related to hospitality, so we can skip that for now. Customer group, we can create customers for wholesale customers, trade customers, and general customers. If we have different price tier, this gives you the list of customers. We can create vouchers and gift cards from here as well. Vouchers, you can create vouchers by creating discount voucher and credit notes. I'm not going into that. Okay, and you can basically create discount codes and things like that as well. Okay, reporting, very important element. Reporting gives you custom report, sales by product report, hourly sales report, top selling products, VAT statements, sales by group, employee performance, top selling products, underperforming products. All these reports you can actually get from here. Stocks and sales, all these are very important element for an admin and management purpose. So this is where you come for all the reporting. So if you want a custom report or a VAT statement report, typically you need it now. Click on here and it will generate the VAT statement. You can select a date, an end date, Generate report will produce the report on your right hand side, which you can print using a thermal printer, or you can export it. See, this is basically your VAT summary, which you can share with your accountant by printing. Okay, I go back. So you can have stocks, products, menus, groups. Will come to that in the separate video. And dashboard actually gives you a snapshot of your business. Typically these are hazed out because the lock button is on. On the very top right hand side under the cross button you will see lock sign. Click to unlock your reports. That will show you all the figures and particulars that you want to see. Now let's close it. So that's your management side of it. Now you have a terminal settings. I'll click on the terminal settings. Now terminal settings, you can do your basic settings with your themes. I would suggest not to mess with it because theme is basically set, and if you set the theme, change the theme or edit, then your screen alignment will be disturbed. So that will not actually make your system's front end look nice. If you want a beep on the system, you can enable the beep. Auto log out after inactivity, you can enable it as well. How minutes after inactivity the system should log out, you can set it in minutes. Wake scale, if you are a cash and carry or a supermarket, you can actually integrate multiple weighting scale. CAS PD2, CAS PDN, every Barkel, DG782, some Chinese ELA key, and Magellan and Dbel. We all integrate with these manufacturers. These are the COM ports where the scales are connected. You can select which COM port the scale is connected. Decimal places, typically it's 2. You can enable live weight in EPOS, enable live weight in secondary display. You can on and off it. So basically whatever is on the wing scale, that can be seen by the customer backend on the other side of the screen if you have a dual screen. Okay. Caller ID, again, is for restaurants. Secondary display is for your second display if it is connected to the system. So this is where we control the second display from. Enable second screen will basically enable the secondary display. Pay at table is again customer display. Card terminals, integrated card terminals. We integrate with multiple card terminals and payment providers. On and off the payments if you want to be integrated, and we integrate with Clover, we integrate with Dojo, we integrate with various other A920 suppliers such as DNA Payments and Elavon, TEA, A920 Pro Cloud, which is Payment Save, and Clover Network Pay as well. So this is basically a cloud integration we can actually do. Mostly we cover pretty much all the payment providers, high street payment providers, normally the retailers use. We can also supply you a card machine if you are looking for a very good rate. We work with direct ISOs, so we can actually give you good rates as well. Okay, so this is your printer label, printer settings, screen settings, and all other settings are here. This actually shows your license agreements, if your license is active, and all these informations are here. So this is pretty much your overview of your settings and the software. Now on a separate video we will start training you how you can add products. So thank you for watching.